Hey, world builders, welcome back to Build Together. This is day 66. Today's prompt is describe some of the trade agreements between two or more nations in your world. Just got these new lab mics. I'm gonna try it out, see if it's better, see if it works. Let me know. So I had some fun actually with this prompt, doing some research on trade agreements and what those look like in our modern day as well as like medieval times. And I wrote a document called the Central Nations League of Trade. It's kind of fun to write this actually. This is one of the first documents that is heavily impacted by one of my campaigns. The Munich Mountain campaign has, over the course of its time, become a very politically involved and driven campaign in terms of the politics of Attovia. And so this trade agreement, which was made only about 4 years ago compared to modern day Attovia, our current spot in the timeline, the trade agreement was devised, it was drawn up and finally finalized after about 10 years of talks between Zohair, the Zyklester Empire, the Kingdom of Helva, and the Ornshire Empire. And originally the plan was that it would last 20 years, but after some recent events and some problematic occurrences, including a attempted assassination on three different ruling bodies, like in the same night, there is now a lot of tension between all these countries. Enough so that it's pretty much a given that this trade agreement is going to break down at some point. No one's sure when. No new talks have begun because everyone's kind of a little scared that someone's going to stab someone in the back, and talks for a new agreement and people getting together is just the perfect opportunity to do something like that. And so no one really wants to put their hat in the ring and put themselves in jeopardy. In general, this agreement had really shifted the economic landscape of the entire continent truly. It had given the Kingdom of Helva like a complete monopoly on Hajik exports. If you're interested in what Hajik is, that's only a few days ago, actually. You can scroll back a little bit. The spider silk industry and the lumber industry were heavily disrupted by Zyklest as they shifted a ton of spider silk and out of like the southern portion of their nation and lots of lumber out of the grass forest. Then you have like the Ornshire Empire, who has pretty hefty like ore and mineral trade, and they really like cause problems for others in the region for that. And overall, these four nations, Zohair acted sort of as the policing force for the agreement. Take reaping the rewards of having like low import tax and low tariffs on imports from these other countries, and acting as the judicial body in the agreement. So kind of a fun thing to write. That's what I wrote about today. What is a trade agreement between two or more nations look like in your world? Thanks for building together.